The world knew him as Adam Blake, the reclusive tech tycoon, a billionaire with towering mansions and a mind sharper than silicon. But within the opulent walls of his estate in Aspen, Colorado, Adam was just a father, a single dad to his 7-year-old son, Liam. And lately, something deeper than profit margins or code algorithms troubled his mind. It all began the morning after Liam asked a simple, soul-piercing question over breakfast. "Daddy, how do you know someone really loves you if you have so much money?" Adam choked on his orange juice. The boy had his mother's eyes, wide, innocent, searching for truth in a world full of performance. "What do you mean, buddy?" Liam shrugged, spooning his cereal. "Like, what if they're just pretending to be nice because you're rich?" Adam couldn't answer. Not because he didn't know, but because he knew it too well. He had spent years surrounded by polished smiles, rehearsed laughter, and handshakes that led to backstabs. After the death of his wife in a tragic car accident 4 years ago, Adam had immersed himself in building his tech empire, one that employed hundreds. But the more he succeeded, the more he felt alone. He had tried to be kind, offering generous benefits, emergency funds, bonuses, but somewhere deep inside, he feared that even kindness was being measured in dollars, not in heart. That very evening, standing before the massive titanium door of his underground vault, he made a decision that stunned even his most trusted advisors. He instructed security to disable the biometric locks. He then ordered that the vault remain open for 48 hours, unguarded, unmonitored, unspoken of. Only one silent camera would watch the space from a hidden angle, and no employee would know it existed. Inside that vault sat more than just bars of gold and bearer bonds. Adam had placed a velvet box with rare black diamonds, a suitcase with $500,000 in cash, and an envelope marked, "For medical emergencies only." There were iPads, designer watches, and even a vintage Rolex that once belonged to his grandfather. He didn't do this out of madness. He did it out of hope. Because Adam Blake, billionaire and broken-hearted, wanted to know one thing: would honesty survive when temptation was limitless? The next morning, the cleaning staff entered as usual, unaware of what lay below. They were followed by junior engineers, financial analysts, a mailroom intern named Diego, and even the cafeteria chef, Martha, a grandmother who worked 2 jobs to support her disabled daughter. By evening, word had spread like wildfire among employees: the vault's open. But no one believed it. Whispers passed through break rooms, texts buzzed between desks, and curiosity clung to every corridor. Some went to see it with their own eyes. And there it was. The door ajar, the fluorescent lights within humming calmly, almost daring someone to step in. One by one, employees came, some pausing at the threshold. Some entered, looking around in disbelief. Some stood motionless, glancing up toward invisible cameras they assumed existed. But no alarms blared. Some were seen picking up the Rolex, examining the diamonds, flipping open the suitcase, and then gently placing them back. Others lingered, torn between need and integrity. Then came Diego. The 19-year-old intern had grown up in shelters. His brother needed surgery. His rent was overdue. And in that moment, with no one around, he stood inches from a briefcase that could erase his family's suffering. He wept. Not because he took it, but because he didn't. He left behind something instead, a folded note that read, "Thank you for trusting us, even when we didn't deserve it." The 48 hours passed. Not a single item went missing. Not one. Adam sat in his private study, watching the silent footage with his heart in his throat. He watched his employees one by one, some rich, some struggling, some desperate, and yet, all walked out empty-handed. His faith in humanity, long corroded by betrayal, was suddenly restored by ordinary people doing the extraordinary, choosing honesty over opportunity. But there was one more thing. He saw something else in the footage, something he didn't expect. Diego had cleaned up a torn receipt that had fallen near the vault door. Martha had brought in homemade cookies and left them on the vault table with a sticky note, even vaults need sweetness. And Liam, sweet Liam had tiptoed in, looking for his toy truck, and left a drawing beside the cash, a stick figure family holding hands, with the words, "Love can't be bought." Adam broke down in tears. It wasn't the test that moved him. It was the quiet dignity in those moments, the unspoken choices that defined the soul of his team. The next Monday, a company-wide meeting was called. Every employee assembled in the grand glass atrium, buzzing with uncertainty. Was this about bonuses? Layoffs? New leadership? No one expected what came next. Adam Blake, usually elusive and rarely seen, stepped up to the podium with Liam beside him. He looked exhausted, but radiant in a different way. He began quietly. "I left that vault open not to test your integrity, but to rebuild mine." Gasps echoed across the room. Some flushed. Some smiled. All fell silent. "I've spent years building a company, but I was beginning to doubt whether anything real could exist in a world so obsessed with wealth. And then you proved me wrong." He turned to Martha. "You, who left cookies in a vault of gold, showed me what kindness looks like." Then to Diego. "You, who walked away from enough money to change your life, taught me what strength really is." Adam paused, tears in his eyes. "You didn't pass a test. You revealed something sacred. The power of quiet goodness in a noisy world." The crowd stood speechless. Then Liam whispered into the mic, "Thank you for being good people. My daddy smiles more now." That day, Adam announced a sweeping new policy. A 30% salary increase across the board. A new fund named the Diego Initiative for employees facing personal or medical emergencies, no questions asked. A lifetime healthcare plan for Martha and her daughter. And a new motto engraved at the entrance, "Integrity is the true currency." But it didn't stop there. The story leaked to the press. News networks dubbed it the Vault of Virtue. Social media exploded. People around the world, rich or poor, shared their own stories of temptation, choice, and silent victories. In a world tired of scandals and schemes, the tale of a billionaire who opened his vault and found honesty waiting inside became a light that pierced through cynicism. It reminded humanity of something simple yet profound. Sometimes, the richest treasures aren't in vaults. They're in people. In the months that followed, Adam spent less time in boardrooms and more time volunteering alongside his staff. He and Liam delivered meals to shelters, set up scholarships, and attended Martha's daughter's art show, where a painting of a little boy holding hands with a smiling dad hung on display. Liam pointed and grinned, "That's us." Adam smiled. "Yes, buddy. That's us." And so, in a world where money often clouded hearts, one father, one vault, and one honest team reminded everyone that the greatest investments are still made in trust, in kindness, and in each other.